Hi, how are you? It's Travis in here, and welcome back to our adventures in Diablo 4. Last episode, we did a Helltide, and we only got one chest, and that's because it got nerfed in the Season 1 update. I'll tell you guys about those nerfs right now. Helltide monsters are now 3 levels higher than the player instead of 2, so now monsters are harder to kill. Not really, though. The Tortured Gift of Mystery chest has had its cost increase to 250 aberrant cinders from 175, and all interactable objects in Helltide zones now have a small chance of dropping aberrant cinders, and I think that includes monsters, because monsters were not really dropping them either. And the developer note was, we're looking to increase the danger in Helltides, risk-reward gameplay by making the monsters a bit more challenging and the Tortured Gift of Mysteries harder to open. Now, that's fine and all, but they should have increased, the reward by quite a bit, because there's a Helltide up right now, and there's only 38 minutes left. I'm kind of debating on not even doing it, because I don't know if I'll get the 250 cinders. Now, if this was the older version, like before Season 1 patch, I could probably get 2 chests in this amount of time. 100% I would get 1. So, they made Helltides a lot worse, which kind of sucks because it was like probably one of the funnest things to do in this game. And they buffed the Tree of Whispers XP. And the reason why they did that is because they wanted to get players to choose to do, the Tree of Whispers and all that stuff instead of getting boosted by their friends. So they nerfed boosting as well. So if you are getting carried and a mob's 10 plus levels higher, you get less XP now. But you now get more XP from doing Tree of Whispers stuff. So what we're going to do is, today, we're going to do this dungeon. It's going to get us a new aspect, some renown, and we'll turn into the Tree of Whispers. And hopefully we get, decent amount of XP. We'll see how much we get. But yeah, it's just a lot of nerfs, man. Like, the build I got, that I just got into, got nerfed a little bit. Pulverize? So not Pulverize. Disability, Grizzly Rage. Used to be unstoppable for the entire 13.5 seconds. It's just so weird how this is worded. Shapeshift into an unstoppable dire werebear for 13.5 seconds. Gaining 20% bonus damage and 20% damage reduction. Now that should mean, right, you're unstoppable, which means you can't be CC'd for 13.5 seconds. But then you check the modifiers. Grizzly Rage makes you unstoppable for 6 seconds. So now that got nerfed. Right? So now we're only unstoppable for 6 seconds. And that's so weird, because, like, why would you even want to take this modifier now? Just so you can access this? Like, you're pretty much nerfing yourself. Or they should change the wording, where it says, like, shapeshift into and a dire werebear. Instead of an unstoppable one. I don't know, it's just an error that kind of bugged me. But those are my complaints. Druids are still in a good spot, I think, so I'm happy with the game, but not really. I don't really like the update, but maybe it'll grow on me. We don't really know, like, what the meta builds are going to be. Like, the game's completely changed now. They've also added 7 new aspects to the game, which is cool. And we can access them right now. I think Poison Creeper got a buff. But we're not really using that anymore. It's like an aspect around Poison Creeper. I forget what it is. I'd have to check the patch notes. But we'll see what builds come from this. But the game has become more of a grind now, guys. If you want to, like, get a build going, it's going to take you much longer than it did. It's kind of cool. So right now we're just going to be checking out these dungeons. Getting our renown up. And we're also doing a Tree of Whispers event. We'll get a little bit of XP from that too, and some materials, and some legendaries.
I'm out of spirit.
I was reading comments from a video about the nerfs, or about like the patch notes. Some classes are kind of upset, especially sorcerers. I've seen a lot of comments from sorcerers. They seem to not be too happy. Not too sure why, because I don't really play one, but
I'm not ready.
I think they're still pretty squishy or something like that. And I've heard they're supposedly the hardest class to play in the game. Seems like druids and rogues are in a good spot, and barbs and necros are doing alright. And there was a buff to one of the modifiers for trample. We don't use it though. It's gonna give us, like, if we use trample instead of 20 spirit, it would give us 40 spirit. So if I notice we're having trouble keeping our spirit up, maybe we could, and like we have no fortify issues, then we could go with the modifier that gives us more spirit when we use trample. 40 spirit would be kind of nice to get. Maybe do damage to him. Right inside there. That's interesting. Suppressor's pretty strong. Last build I had, I never really got to see the strength of the suppressor. This guy's got summoning.
I do not have enough spirit.
Alright, let's just go here. 2% damage reduction while fortified. Nice. I'm getting close to a rare node as well. Yeah, I think Helltides are gonna get buffed again. They're gonna realize they made a mistake with Helltides. You know, the game's already pretty grindy, man. It takes a long time to get to 100. And now you're making, like, getting the builds that you want to do or the loot that you want. It's also gonna be one hell of a grind. Because doing Helltides was the best way to get loot.
I must wait a moment.
I also fixed the volume a bit. I noticed that I would, when I would speak sometimes, if I spoke too loud, my mic would get into that, like, territory where it's probably going to hurt the viewers' ears.
I do not
so
have
yeah, I had to fix that. Pretty noob content creator mistake by me. So hopefully I fixed that. I tried to balance out the in-game volume with my mic as well. Hopefully that's working out. I like to keep my mic volume a little bit higher than the in-game sounds.
I must wait a moment.
I'm loving this build still. This build's awesome. Even though it got a little bit nerfed, not really.
I do not have enough spirit.
Just less unstoppable. The thing is, though, like, this build has so much unstoppable. Like, we have Earth and Bulwark that makes us unstoppable. We also have Trample, another unstoppable, and then we had Grizzly Rage, so the The thing is, it's like not really that bad of a nerf. It's just they can word the ability. They need to word the ability different, I think. Oh wow, the butcher guys. Supposedly the butcher got buffed. I wonder if we can just kill them, like, totally wreck them. Let's see. Use this. Where are we going? He's got one hell of a shield. Let's check him into a wall. You can't really check him. He has a lot of health regen. He's actually kicking the crap out of us. So, I never died to the butcher as a werewolf. But we may die in this build. It just seems like we're not doing enough damage. We're already running out of health. Now he's got a shield. He got buffed by quite a bit. I don't think we can kill him. And what I would do as a werewolf, I would just kite him and then keep healing myself. I could fight him for hours. But I believe the butcher did get buffed.
I must wait a moment.
During the Season 1 patch. We can't even take him down. This is ridiculous. Taking him down, but he's just hitting us way too much. His lifesteal is insane. It's like fighting a guy who just doesn't die. Shield is insane too. It seems like he gets way more shield now. That never happened before. Like I didn't have to go through all these shields. It's pretty much a rip. Unless we find a way to cheese it. Should be like, I don't know, kiting around something, but can't really kite that much.
I'm not ready yet.
Good, we got the full bar there. Crazy. Nice and strong. And like we can't check him into anything. Like I can't just like check him into the wall with trample. This kind of sucks. So he's a lot harder.
Wait a minute. I do not have
Can we get it? Can we take you down? Oh my gosh. Yeah, everything's worse. Everything's worse. That game's just worse. Well, it's cool that the butcher's actually tough now, but it's not really tough. It just doesn't die. Cooler if he just did more damage.
I have no potions.
We're out of potions. Just can't kill him because we can't kite him. Okay.
I must wait a moment.
I can't get potions because he has a shield up every like second. killed me. First time the butcher's killed me. Well, not the first time. I died in the beta. First time I ever seen him. But for the actual release, this is the first time. Yeah, he's a lot tougher now. Crazy amount of lifesteal, insane amount of he gets a shield up like every 30 seconds, I guess. It's a lot stronger. Can't kite him, you're gonna have a tough time. And you need a lot of single target damage to get him down. Because you don't have good single target damage. Clearly, I guess the problem with my build. And you're gonna have a hard time killing him. It's pretty much like a new game. Which is cool. I like that, but too bad. Too bad what happened to Altites. I really looked forward to those. It's awesome getting a bunch of loot and just, you know, checking it out. Hoping you get an upgrade.
I need more spirit.
But I will agree, maybe it was a little too much, but they didn't have to. They nerfed it pretty hard. Like it's a hard nerf. There's a good chance, you know, if you just come to a World Tier 4, you probably shouldn't even step foot into Helltides unless you got somebody higher level that can carry you. And even then, you might not get the amount of cinders you need to open. Or to get the mysteries chest for 250 cinders. So if you want to get loot when you first come to World Tier 4 or 3, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to find another way to get legendaries. Or hope that your build is really good where you won't like have to worry about dying. You also need a build that does a lot of damage. You gotta kill a ton of stuff to get that 250. That suppressor was like protecting everybody. But hey, I'm just happy we got this build going for the patch. If I was still a werewolf, man, oh man, that would have been rough. So I was still doing that like scuff shred build. No, I don't know what we would do to get loot. Probably like Tree of Whispers. I think a lot of hardcore players are going to die to the Butcher. They're going to see the Butcher and they're not going to know that he got buffed. And they're going to get wrecked. Not going to be able to kill. Well, what they'll do, actually they won't die. They're just going to teleport out with the scroll and just be like, oh, Butcher's up. It's not like he does more damage. He's not going to one-shot you or anything like that. It's just they're going to realize that he's got too much sustain and they can't kill him. And they're just going to probably have to leave the dungeon. I wonder if you leave the dungeon, does he stay, or I guess he just disappears?
I must wait a moment.
Let's go fast. There we go, boss time. That's awesome when you get Artillery Shrine right before a boss fight. This boss is going to get completely wrecked. Scourge of the Land. That was awesome. There we go, guys. We can finish the Grinning Labyrinth. Wasn't a bad. An alright dungeon. Check out this codex here. Aspect of the Calm Breeze. Lucky hit. Wind shear has up to a 7% chance to fully restore your spirit. Cool. Got a druid aspect. Alright, so let's go to the Tree of Whispers and see how much XP we get from turning in the Grim Favors. That's our... Like, you barely get any loot from dungeons. From a basic dungeon. I think probably Nightmare gives you a little bit more. But I think, yeah, if you can't really get anything, or you have trouble, maybe you just have to go for the other chests in Helltides. Right? You just go for the smaller chests. I wonder what the rewards are like. Probably a little bit worse. And I've noticed, like, the Gift of Mysteries chest, you really only get like one ancestral piece. Sometimes 0. So what should you take? I guess we'll go with rings. That was a lot of XP, guys. Wow, that was a lot of XP, guys. I think we pretty much got like half of one of these bars. That was a ton of XP. Alright, 2% damage reduction while fortified. And then I guess we'll go into Bulwark soon, which will give us 8% damage reduction while fortified and 6.5% fortified generation. That was awesome. I'm going to do a bunch of these now. So that was cool. Happy with that change. That's kind of an XP buff, I would say. We got an Ancestral Sigil. That's cool. So I guess you get ancestral gear from the Ancestral Sigils. That was good. So I'll get rid of this loot. And we'll do some more dungeons. Oops. And yeah, our bags are pretty damn full. For chest. That's one thing they didn't do that I hoped they would do. I was hoping they would, you know, give us another chest slot. If they gave us another chest, like just one chest slot, I'd be like, I don't care. Helltides suck. I don't care. You guys gave us a chest slot. That's fair. I'll take it. I'll take the increased XP from Tree of Whispers in the chest slot for the nerfed Helltide. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, guys. I think the I don't really know what people think about it, like the majority of players, but I assume maybe negative. It's probably a mix of positive and negative. We'll have to see. What the consensus is. So I'm getting rid of all the sacred Nightmare Sigils because we just want the ancestral ones now. Which probably means you get an ancestral piece at the end, right? So maybe they want to make
they're working.
They want Nightmare Dungeons to be like comparable to Helltides, maybe? Or maybe they want Nightmare Dungeons to be, you know, the best to obtain here. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to judge it until... So have we done this dungeon? No. Okay, good. So we'll head over to Yelesna. Which check this dungeon out. Get some Grim Favors and also some Renown in an aspect. It's like the best thing for us to do right now, I think. It'll pay off once we get all that, you know, the 20 Paragon from getting all of our Renown maxed. That was a lot of XP. I actually forgot to use an elixir. Put one on right now.
I need time to do that.
Let's get into the dungeon here. But I still like the game. It's a cool game. But at the moment, what I would say is, I would say the longer you wait, like if you get this game on sale, it's obviously,
I'm not ready yet.
you know, better bang for your buck, that's for sure. But there's still a lot of things they need to add, I think, to make people actually want to come back and play. They need more of an endgame. And they can't just, you know, answer their lack of, like, the answer for the lack of endgame should not be, you know, you have to grind more to get loot. So you don't feel like you have nothing to do. You should just add more content, but I know that's tough in games like new. And that's why like new MMOs really struggle. Or like just games like RPG games in general really struggle that are new because they just have a lack of content. But the good thing is, when you're a person like me who doesn't play like as much as some people who are like already are level 100 and pretty much have done everything, then it's kind of hard for me to like complete all the content. It's gonna take me a long time. So that doesn't really apply to me. I guess if you're a casual player, then you know, it doesn't really matter. Because it's going to take you a long time to get to, you know, endgame content anyways, right? Because it's such a grind. I have a feeling in the future they're going to, like, reduce XP. Like, XP, you'll be able to level characters really quick in the future. Because the endgame will be, like, polished and, like, there's going to be a lot of it. A lot of stuff to do. You'll be confident in the endgame. And then they'll want players to, you know, get to endgame faster so they can experience it. But right now, that's not the case. So they're making it more of a grind, I think. But they did nerf it though. Like we're getting way more XP now than we were. With the buffs to Nightmare Dungeons and also now the buff to the Tree of Whispers turn-ins. You get to 100 pretty quick, but it will take you a while now though to get the gear for your builds, I think. Because if I don't see like 40 minutes plus on a Helltide, I'm gonna think that I can't, I don't have enough time to get the 250 Gifts of Mysteries to 250 Cinders to open up the Gift of Mysteries.
I'm not ready yet.
So that kind of sucks, but I don't know, it is what it is. I guess you just do Nightmare Dungeons instead when that happens. Grip us. Check him into the wall. Yeah. I kind of think that the patch is okay. It's not the end of the world. It's an okay patch. It's just like, you know, I think anybody would think the way I'm thinking about Helltide is when you have it good and then it gets taken away from you, you're like, oh crap. You didn't know how good you had it? Obviously, you're going to be a little upset.
Bless you.
When this episode comes out, season 1 will be out for a couple days. Probably by the time this comes out, people will maybe have a good idea of how the builds are going, but I assume it's going to take people longer than, you know, a day to level to 100. I hope. Like, damn, that's kind of crazy if people can level that fast. And I do think it's cool that you know, all the stuff on the season, like most of the stuff that's on the season, it's on the Eternal Realms as well. So we'll get to check it out on the Druid. I'm still gonna play the Druid during the season. I want to get him to level 100 at least. And then maybe in the future, you know, check out the end game like Uber Lilith or try to do a level 100 Nightmare. Can't guarantee that that'll happen, but you never know. It's gonna take us a while to get to 100. I don't even think we're halfway there. Supposedly halfway starts at like level 85. So, got a long ways to go. Something that kind of worries me, because how the heck is a casual player supposed to level 100 during like a season? Like, how long are seasons gonna last? Like 6 months? Because say you only got like an hour a day to play. You know? And it takes like over 100 hours to get to level 100. Like, it's gonna take you like over 3 months just to get to endgame. Unless you, like, you know, min-max your leveling process, but I would assume most players that are just like casually playing aren't going to do that. Probably just like play like me, you know what I mean? I consider myself to be a casual player, to be honest. That's why I think in the future they're going to make XP, they're going to nerf it. Like, it won't take you as long. So they're going to want, like, as many players as they can to get the endgame and experience it. Sort of like what they did with World of Warcraft. You know, in Classic it took a long time to get to 60, and then now in retail it takes you, like, a week maybe, like maybe 2 weeks tops, less than a month to level your character and get him into the end game. Okay, so I think we'll go this way.
You're there! Please, help us!
I got an event going on. Damn it.
We came here to purge this evil.
It's too bad.
But now,
The reason why I'm saying that is because we're full on
can't leave my
obols.
friends here. Not like this.
We
Should have probably left before I
can't
clicked.
do it alone.
Should have spent them all. That was 50 XP. Thing is, I can go back though. I can maybe open the chest at the end. Like go back and then come back and open the chest. Spend all these opals. Loving this build though. Got amazing AoE, like boss. It's really easy to. Seems like it's pretty damn easy to play. You know, just right click. Never run out of spirit either, as long as there's a bunch of mobs to like kill. Look at all the mobs are getting killed with. Just can't run out of spirit.
Take this, my friend. It's not much, but I hope it
Oh
helps.
crap.
Here. Something for your troubles.
Do they give you ovals? I don't think so.
You deserve this. Never seen anyone fight like you.
There's the chest, okay. Pretty much full on loot. Alright, so we'll go back. I'm gonna spend the opals. Do a couple of things in town.
Need something forged? Came apart nicely.
Okay, covered all that. And we'll go back in. Oh yeah, we got to do the ovals. It's all the way down here.
Thank the light you're here. My boy, I think he's possessed.
Worry not, Peter. The cathedral will not abandon you.
Okay, so what do we want to take here? It's our worst piece. I think really any piece. I guess maybe our chest. Yeah, probably chest. We'll go tunic.
It seems you're a fair bit of magic. It seems you're full bad luck. Try again. Until next time.
Oh, well, we got a lot of stuff there. It's one thing I've noticed about 4 compared to 3. Like, I would spend in 3. I would spend like all my blood shards. It's pretty much the same concept. Instead, you spend blood shards instead of opals. And I would get like no legendaries and spend like all my blood shards. But it seems like every time we spend opals, we get a bunch of legendaries. So that's another good way of getting your upgrades, right? So I guess opals will be maybe the best way. Sacred. Yeah. Get rid of these. Get rid of that. We have a bunch of those aspects. Nature's Fury one. Get rid of that too, even though it's good aspect. Rolled high. We already have one of those. And some legendary ones. Pretty low roll on that. Probably don't want that.
Nice.
Yeah, let's get rid of it. Yeah, didn't get really anything.
You can take what's left. Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
Alright, so back to dungeon we go. obols, more loot. And we set to free 3 more prisoners. It's a good.
Bless you.
There's got to be prisoners there. I think the best time to probably like when the game's going to be a lot of fun is when they release the ladder. That's what I'm looking forward to. I hope that's in Season 2. We'll have to see. To be honest, though, it would take me so long to even be able to, like, you know, take part in the ladder, because it takes like 3 months, probably for me, maybe even more, just to, you know, hit max level. Alright, so let's check out the aspect we got here. Aspect of piercing gold. Ice shards pierce 3 times, dealing 25% less damage per subsequent enemy hit. It's pretty good, I guess, if you're playing a sorcerer. So let's get out of the dungeon. I think there's like a... Yeah, you can leave dungeon with this. It just brings us to the entrance. And we'll try to get a couple more... I'll try to get like a couple more Grim Favors. Just so we can have a tournament. We got. Oh, went back in the dungeon by accident. Let's get back out here. Oh, we got an event over here. Should get us a little some. That was the one we gotta collect the souls. Okay. Suppressor's like probably like one of the worst affixes for us to deal with, because it kind of like blocks our pulverize. So we should probably deal with those affixes, or at least have that affixes as fast as we can. Let's get as many souls as we can and finish this souls part. There we go. And all timbers. Alright, so let's turn in this right here. And then we'll have enough for the Tree of Whispers. He got stunned. It's cool you can line that up, landslide into like a wall, and they get stunned and they take more damage. Alright, so let's head back and we'll turn this in. Hopefully we get something good. Nice legendary cache would be nice. We're also going to get more ancestral sigils.
Not while I'm in town. It is done.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with chests or rings. Should we keep going with rings? Rings cost more, right? They're more rare, so I think we'll go with rings. Sacred ring. Bunch of mats. Your spike launch spikes in a line and has 1.6 second cooldown. It's alright. Stats are not the greatest. We got a pretty good amount of XP there. But yeah, it's not as not as good as Helltides were. That's for sure. I wonder if there's players that like just completely wreck Helltide still. I'd love to watch someone who's like a Helltide pro get
bless and thank you.
You know, a bunch of chests in like this version of Helltides. I'd love to see someone get 2 chests because I think that's like pretty damn hard to do. For sure, it's possible, but especially 3 chests. Have I ever seen a 3 chest right now? That'd be insane. Alright, so we're gonna get rid of this. And yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Next episode, maybe we'll give Helltide a try again. I want to see if we can maybe pull off 2 chests, but who knows? Last one took us like 40 minutes just to get 1, but we'll see. We'll give it a try. But as always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.